I wanted to talk about an aspect of being an artist that I think a lot of students find to be tedious or unnecessary, and that's photographing and displaying your work. And
Hmm.
you're one of the best 2D artists that I've seen who, like,
Oh,
as far as
wow.
displaying their work goes,
I mean,
because your paintings, when I first saw your paintings, I assumed that they were like 10 feet tall because the
most
figures are just
people
so
say
larger than
that.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most people get that impression from my. I think again, it's about the texture. You see those thick brush strokes and a lot of paint, and you're thinking, "Wow, it's huge," and I'm just seeing a close up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I
They're
saw that
not that big. Yeah.
yeah, I saw that first picture of you with them, and there's like 8 of them in the
Mhm.
shot. I was blown away. But it just speaks to how well your work is displayed, from the brushstroke detail
Oh, great.
to even to the detail shots. Again, the detail shots just make everything seem
Mhm.
so larger than life. So how important is the shooting and displaying process for your work for you?
Yeah, I think it's very important, especially if you post it somewhere like social media. It's
Yeah,
all about the first impression
yeah,
and the clicks and the algorithm. So yes, it is important.
yeah,
I don't think I thought about it at first, photographing my work. It was more like, okay, what interests me? Like when I look at other artists' work, I really want to see the details. I'm
yeah,
interested, and I don't think it's because I'm an artist as well, because I hear from people like collectors or friends that they really want to see the behind the scene kind of thing, because you don't have an opportunity otherwise. It's
yeah,
not like you can visit artist studios
Mhm.
freely.
yeah,
And so things like close-ups where you can really see the texture, or things like in progress shots of work in progress. And I know there's some kind of, I don't know, dispute about that. I think some galleries or maybe collectors, especially I guess if it's commissioned work, they don't really want artists to post the process photos, maybe thinking it takes a little bit away from the magic,
yeah,
of the
Mhm.
painting just suddenly appearing all done and beautiful. But I find it fascinating, and I thought, since I like it, I'm gonna give people what I enjoy looking at. So
yeah,
close-ups, progress shots, behind the scenes. I do, like in my stories, I will post little videos of me framing my work or stretching or things like that.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
I think that brings up a really interesting point, and how the and we talked a little bit with Emil Alzamora about this. The social media age
Mm.
and availability of art, or accessibility of art, has changed the way we view it a lot. And
Right.
I think that galleries and collectors kind of limiting the behind the scenes stuff that we can see can sometimes hurt the art, because the big reveal
Mhm.
isn't as exciting when it's on social media as
Yeah.
opposed to when it's in a gallery. That big reveal in the gallery is still really great, but there's
Mhm.
maybe 100, 200 people there.
Uh-huh.
And when it just becomes another image that you're scrolling through, sometimes that majesty of the release can get lost.
Yeah, I can see that.
How do you think that social media, or the accessibility to your work, has changed your audience and your opportunity, especially with how open you are about your process and the way that you work?
Well, for me, really, it was a blessing to be able to do what I do through social media.
Yeah,
I, but my story might be unusual. I mean, I started pretty late. When I went back, you can say back, but I don't really, if it was starting and you were going back to painting and drawing, it was the
Mhm.
same time when I opened an Instagram account
okay,
and started posting things. so I didn't have the like before social media
Yeah.
and with social media experience.
Okay.
Yeah, and because I was somewhat isolated, I live in a country that I'm not from. I didn't go to an art school here, so I don't have that, backup of friends who graduated with me,
Yeah.
art teachers and galleries that would know me that way. So social media was really the way for
Yeah.
me to get my work out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is how I got most of my connections. Collectors, galleries, artist friends, that's really big and awesome part of the whole social media thing, that
Yeah.
you can ask a question, hear something, read something, get to know people that do what you do or are interested in what you do. Very valuable, the community part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that about your work. So social media has played a pretty big role in getting your work out there.
Yeah,
And
I think it did and still does.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm so excited for this hang sesh!